It's actually quite sad how common it is for adult artists to lose touch with their passion for art. I've been an art teacher for over 7 years now, and I get a lot of emails from students asking me how to find their love for it again. And many times these students will assume that they just need to improve on a technical level. They think that, oh, if I was better at drawing portraits, then I will find my love again. I used to love drawing when I was younger, but the only way I'll get back to that love is if I improve my skills. But that doesn't actually work. What ends up happening is that you keep improving, you keep trying to force yourself to improve. You don't improve much, but when you do improve, you just end up moving the goalpost because it doesn't change how you feel about your craft. The problem that a lot of us run into is that we externalize our expectations. We look outside of ourselves and just try to look for answers out in the world instead of looking internally. We start to build expectations about what we should be getting out of the art. We think that, oh, this artist over here gets all of these likes on social media. I would like to be closer to what they do. Oh, this way of drawing portraits is popular online, so I'm going to try to force myself to learn it. And all of this expectation building happens unconsciously. What you actually need to do is look internally. Does that make sense for you? Would that actually bring you joy? You have to focus your energy towards love to actually find the things that you love. But that makes a lot of us uncomfortable because that leaves a lot of room for uncertainty. This is especially a big problem for people who have perfectionistic tendencies. I was one of these people. I wasted about 10 years of my creativity because I was so caught up in my perfectionistic expectations of my craft instead of just leaning into the love of it. But to lean into the love of it, I had to accept uncertainty, which I was not prepared for. So if you are someone who feels lost in your art, you feel like you don't know how to connect again to the adventure of creating, it's very likely because you've narrowed your scope so much that you don't feel like you can connect with the craft. You've limited what you can create because of external expectations so that you're not even looking at the things that you care about. You're looking at ways to get something out of the art instead of what you're actually willing to pour into it. Now, to be clear, setting limitations on your craft can be tremendously useful if it's to serve your passion for it. If you love drawing a specific animal, if you love cats and you've limited your craft to drawing cats because you love it, that can be tremendously useful. But the problem is when you start to externalize that decision, when you decide that oh, drawing figures is popular online, therefore I'm going to go chase it, even though you've never enjoyed it. If you don't feel any natural curiosity for the thing that you're pursuing, then obviously you're not going to fall in love with it. Now, for some of you, your expectations are more to do with quality rather than the specific subject matter. You've decided that, oh, I need to be this good. I need to be a master at this thing before I can enjoy it. And some of you might have decided to do this to yourself because you think that that will help you improve. A lot of artists tell themselves that oh, if I hate my art and I'm super critical of it, then I'll improve faster because I'm so aware of the mistakes. The problem with this mindset is that shame and anger and insecurity aren't good fuels to run on. They'll run out eventually. But love is infinite. And I know that's super cringe to say out loud, but that's truly how it works. The students and artists who improve the fastest are the ones who enjoy their craft. Just think about it for a second. What are all the areas in your life where you've improved quickly? Were there areas of your life where you just shamed yourself over and over again? Or were there places where you fell in love with it? Think about how quickly you learn board game rules when you're playing a board game with your friends. A lot of times these games are quite complex, but you learn them really quickly because you're enjoying it and you're with people that you love. And this rule can be applied to your craft. You can find ways to enjoy your art more. You can return to the playfulness of making art that you care about by accepting uncertainty. The good thing about games, especially board games, is that there are some rules, but there's so much uncertainty that you're playing with, which makes it an adventure. So if you want to return to your love of art, you have to accept uncertainty. Now, that can be deeply uncomfortable. It was something that took me so many years to learn how to get over, which is why I created the Joyful Creative course and mentorship, where I help artists overcome some of these challenges and hurdles. I fundamentally believe that joy is the best path towards improving artistically, because that will give you the room to play around, discover things about yourself, and actually have a sustainable practice. Now, if you want to work one-on-one with me, I would love to meet you at our first mentorship call. Check out the link below if that's right for you. But even if that's not right for you, just remember that ultimately it's about love for the craft. Try to figure out how you can return to the joy of it. And if that means consuming less content online about art, if it means not getting on Instagram and looking at your favorite artists, if that's what it takes, then do that so that you can feel more freedom in your craft, because it's ultimately the thing that you should be doing. And I am using should here, even though you shouldn't be shoulding yourself too hard. But remember, the more love that you feel in your craft, the more you discover about yourself, the bigger the positive network effect you have on all the people in your life. I'm sure that you noticed this. The days where you have a good drawing day, the days where you actually do things that you care about, the easier it is to show up for other people. So even if you don't want to do it for yourself, even if you don't think that you deserve to make art that you love, do it for the people in your life. Do it so that you can show up better for other people. If that is the incentive that you need to actually start making changes in your life, then go do that. I found that it's way more motivating for me to think that, like, oh, actually me being selfish about my craft and just drawing things that I love and care about makes me a better friend to the people in my life. That is way more encouraging. It's much easier for me to just jump in and be like, okay, I guess I have to be selfish in my craft, because that is what will make me a better person to all the people I care about. So then it's worth it. If you need to use that framework, then use that framework. And then whenever you are ready, I'll see you in the Joyful Creative if you're interested, or in the next video. Bye.